When a narcissist's loss is imminent, brace yourself for their desperate actions. Everyone, prepare yourselves for the wild ride as we delve into one of the critical moments when a narcissist is struck with frustration. The instant they realize the downfall of every plan they systematically put in place. Your undivided attention is what we seek as we uncover the chasmic void that emerges when losing control. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share our content with your loved ones if you find it beneficial. We also have a free course available, Narcissism 101, Unmasking the Red Flags, Charting Your Escape, and Architecting a Life Reborn. Do check out the description to access the wealth of knowledge within. Now sit tight as we unleash the pandemonium that ensues when a narcissist is finally held responsible for their actions. Imagine this: the narcissist, previously consumed by their self-centeredness and noxious ways, suddenly awakens to the reality that they have lost someone invaluable. They have lost you. This sudden realization goes beyond the scope of their fractured relationship and throws them into a maelstrom of shattered relationships. The once mighty castle of their life's work lies in ruins as their lives crumble before their eyes. The impact of a narcissist goes beyond their immediate victims and extends to everyone around them. These insidious manipulators infiltrate every relationship they can, weaving their web of doubt and strangling their connections until they are in complete control. It's not like you could have foreseen this. These people are experts at deceit, but the deeper you delve into their world, the more apparent the harsh reality of their behavior becomes. And when the narcissist is finally confronted with their wrongdoing, a tidal wave of regret overtakes them. All their machinations unravel, exposing how they have destroyed the lives of those around them. They are left to ponder what could have happened if they hadn't been fixated on facade smiles and underhanded schemes. It becomes clear to them that their twisted ways have led them to an existence that is hollow and devoid of meaning. The journey towards healing from the clutches of a narcissist is an absolute nightmare. It's filled with horrors that relentlessly consume every fiber of your being. But by harnessing a stubbornly determined mindset, you can emerge victorious from the devastation. Your autonomy and life are not lost causes. They can be reclaimed. A luminous future awaits you. But as you embark on the recovery process, one question relentlessly begs for an answer. Can you forgive a narcissist for the trauma you've endured? Forgiving them is like dreaming of a planet filled with unicorns. It's a tantalizing yet futile endeavor that cruelly teases you. The first step is to break away from the toxic web the narcissist wove around you. Let go of all those friends who fell under their spell, and maybe even pack your bags and leave for fresh pastures. It's time to face the cold, hard truth. There is no forgiving a narcissist. These slithering snakes charmingly invade your heart, pulling you down into the deepest pits of despair. They leave behind a swarm of broken souls and lost hearts that stretch on endlessly. If you had known their true nature, would you have even allowed them into your life? Of course not. These creatures thrive on the searing agony of others. They leave nothing but destruction and disorder in their wake. Narcissists thoroughly understand the level of destruction they accomplish as they flit from one individual to the next, leaving chaos in their wake. Eventually, their recklessness catches up with them, and all they're left with is regret. It's a satisfying notion, seeing them receive their just desserts. However, if you're still struggling to extricate yourself from their mess, you might not see it the same way. Maybe you're still yearning for validation or some closure regarding their vile conduct. But let's be realistic, they don't give a damn about you. Not even the slightest bit. For a narcissist, moving on after they're through with you isn't an option. Nope, they bide their time, playing the long game until they discard you like yesterday's trash. It's a perverse cycle, but it's how they thrive. They constantly seek their next target, the one who will feed their insatiable ego. Their wistful reminiscing is nothing but a facade, a disgusting ploy to keep you hooked. To them, you're nothing more than a shiny object, a marionette they can manipulate to feel important. So, are you divorcing a narcissistic partner? Brace yourself for a draining, grueling fight. Why? They're aware of your value, your compassionate spirit, and the love you radiate. It's everything they need to feel superior. They're not going to let go, dragging the divorce proceedings out like a slow, torturous death. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but it's time to face some harsh truths about narcissists, amigo. These manipulators have an uncanny talent for luring you in, siphoning off your energy, and swiping away years of your life before you realize you've been had. The kicker? They know precisely what they're losing when the curtains close on the grand finale. They're keenly aware of what they're giving up by being discarded by someone as exceptional as you. But fair warning, before you came into the picture, they had a whole army of potential targets to compare you against. It's like they're always shopping around for their next prey. We're all individuals with our own unique flair, but the gift you gave the narcissist was exceptional, unparalleled, and irreplicable. You were their guiding light, their saving grace, the adhesive keeping their lives from falling apart, and yet you never gave up on the relationship. To them, though, you were only a means to gratify their insatiable lust for brutal domination. They never recognized your love, kindness, or dedication. All they cared about was how much further you could fuel their ambitions. But once the relationship ends, the narcissist always crawls back, always. You ever heard of the term hoovering? It's when they don't have anyone else to use, or when they want more of your divine nectar. Your constant presence, your unfailing support, and the emotional depth you bring to the table. All of this was like mainlining pure heroin straight into their oblivious veins. They know deep down you'll always be there for them, no matter what. When the narcissist comes crawling back, begging for a second chance, know deep down it's all fake. They're playing you, using their deceits to pull you back into their diabolical web of manipulation and agony. They're begging for another go-around, yearning for another session of abuse. It's twisted, gut-wrenching, but that's just how they function. Now, here's a question for you. Will a narcissist ever look back and take notice of what they lost? Yeah, there's a chance, but don't hold your breath. They'll never concede their mistake. In their wretched little minds, they're still leaps and bounds ahead of you. To them, you'll forever be in the wrong. Think about it. When was the last time they actually offered a sincere, "I'm sorry"? When did they cry heartfelt tears instead of crocodile ones? Every time they swore to change, promising a clean slate, it was just one big lie. You gave them all you had, your time, energy, and love, and they sucked it all out like bloodthirsty vampires. Remember when the relationship was fresh and new. They were all over you like a Formula One car. But as time went on, their response time slowed to a snail's pace, leaving you confused as to what went wrong. Did they tire of you? Did they find other prey to feed upon? Who knows? The only thing you need to remember is that when a relationship seems too perfect, too good to be true, it probably is. Trust that gut instinct of yours. There's always a game in play. When a narcissist zeroes in on their target, they weave a twisted web of filth and manipulation. They know all the right buttons to push, how to tug on your inner strings, and ensure you're always coming back for more. You know what I'm talking about, those endless hours spent staring at your phone, anxiously waiting for them to text you back. But then the messages started petering out into these one-word responses, sometimes texted with 1,000 typos, if they even bothered to answer at all. And then you found out they were texting everyone else, having long-winded conversations with other victims, while you were stuck with a pitiful "hey" or "sup, what gives?" Why were they doling out full-fledged attention to others, while you were left with a shoddy, one-word reply? It's quite simple. They'd moved on to their next prey. They were starting the cycle all over again, just like they did with you. It's an infinite cycle, one that never stops until you summon the courage to cut them out of your life, or they discard you like yesterday's news. But mark my words, they'll get what's coming to them eventually. They'll see that their toxic, destructive behavior has ruined their connections with everyone around them. They'll find doors closed on them, people calling them out, and even their own children turning their backs on them. And don't even get me started on their long-term friends. Just because they've known someone for decades doesn't mean that individual is a true ride-or-die friend. More likely, that person is just a tool, furthering the narcissist's twisted agenda and ensuring their facade stays in place. That mask the narcissist wears, it is practically gone. Even the most accomplished actor can only maintain the mask for a limited time. Eventually, their true colors will emerge, and their poor behavior will leave a wake of shattered relationships. It's inevitable. That's just how they operate. Why can't some individuals recognize a narcissist? Permit me to explain that there are multiple causes. Occasionally, individuals are aware of the situation, but are paralyzed by dread. They are petrified of speaking out for fear of becoming the next victim. Sometimes, they simply do not spend enough time with the narcissist to recognize their act. Nice and simple, correct? The worst form of narcissist abuse occurs when the victim is alone. This is when their false appearance comes apart and they reveal their true, repugnant nature. But when you're in public, darling baby, they pretend to be the happiest, friendliest person on the planet. They make constant appearances, determined to obtain everyone's endorsement. In the meantime, you are left to cope with the emotional, financial, and spiritual fallout they cause. However, the narcissist will eventually realize that they have lost you. You can depend on it. No admissions of wrongdoing or accountability will occur, however. They continue to believe they are superior to everyone else, are aware of what they had with you but used you as a rag doll, and then discarded you like yesterday's garbage. However, the reality remains that you are currently performing better than ever. You rose above their mediocrity to become an unstoppable force of excellence. Oh, the fight is over for those, but it's not over for you, my friend. You are out there living your finest life, whereas they continue to disseminate their noxious odor and destroy relationships left, right, and center. They will eventually accept the fact that they have lost the contest. You are the protagonist in this tale. You've got this. Keep your head held high, be loyal to yourself, and maintain your self-confidence. You are not required to go through this alone. All of us are in this together. And until next time, let the healing begin.